Hey, and welcome to a Chicago Beer Pass beer review. Throwing these all the time up on YouTube. We're drinking non-Chicago beer, sometimes Chicago beer, whatever we feel like.
You know, whatever the fuck we want.
We
Brad.
can't drink non-Chicago beer during the episode.
That's what leads to these, right?
Yeah, so this is the opportunity to dive into some of these.
We explore the great Midwest. Every walk of life is here, man. Countless breweries, the great taste of the Midwest.
And we know Midwest is known for their haze. We're winning all those awards here in Chicago. And Surly's coming at it with their One Man Mosh Pit.
Yeah. So you were up there recently.
Yeah, and I had this not at the brewery, but when I was on the beach in Duluth.
Nice.
And this is a fantastic take on the style. If I remember correctly, who knows how many beers I had previously to this, but that Surly Brewery is amazing.
Brewed and canned in Minneapolis and Brooklyn Center.
So this has Amarillo in it, which is, one of my favorite hops. And it smells like an IPA with like a juicy IPA. Not a New England IPA, but a juicy, dank IPA, right?
Yeah. Like both floral and citrus, right?
Like if you were having this,
There's a hole in my face.
like 4 or 5 years ago, this just would have been dank IPA. You would have got all those like piney citrus aromas that you're saying.
Yeah, whether we're talking about, Double Trouble Founders or Bell's Two Hearted, or even like the Surly's Furious has like 7 different hops in it. Like the Midwest always tried to separate itself from the English styles that that kind of began the era, but then in the West Coast styles it kind of took over,
which were like bitter, just bitter 100 IBU plus bombs.
It was an arms race for who could have the most bitter, like big aggressive hops, like light body, not light, but like not the body got out of the way, just kind of bone dry,
right, and you were made thirsty afterwards.
Yeah, and the Midwest just kind of hit a nice stride. Probably hit the best stride, honestly.
Yeah, with these good hops, with those Amarillos, the Centennials, the Citrus, Mosaic, like your classic IPA hops, like good blends and good mixes of them.
Yeah, a nice complexity, and this is like in the vein of those beers that came before.
This has all those: the Amarillo, the Citra, the Mosaic.
Yeah, it's just well done, man. All they do is make good beer in Surly, man.
Right.
I had a buddy during the day. My buddies at work, they were talking about how Surly's darkness compares to like darkness, not to Dark Lord Day, and how Surly darkness is like the better of the two, because they get down for they have RVs on one side, and then they have civilians on the other side, and everyone makes it a point to stay overnight.
Okay.
And they're just the crew itself is like very complimentary to you, and it's like it's a better experience for a barrel-aged stout release. Probably the best one in the Midwest is Surly Darkness Day, and I had lost track of that because you can get Surly Darkness, a little bit of it. Yeah. You can get in the store.
That fest is coming up. Porch Drinking, I think, just put up a story about it the other day.
Yeah. But yeah, this beer is a reminder that they just they score. They score in many different ways. These guys. Yeah.
But this is just such a good IPA that even calling it hazy is weird. I think it's slapping the hazy name on it maybe like draws people in now, but it does have like more hops than if it was just an IPA that was dry hopped, right?
Yeah.
Like it's giving you that, cloudy color because you're throwing all those in later, and so I don't know. It's a little different, but still.
That's true. It's definitely not the one or two notes. Yeah, it's got some range on it.
Yeah,
and I'm excited. It's hard to keep up with everything.
Yeah.
So you deserve a lot of credit for coming with these beers that like I probably wouldn't have been on my radar at all if we didn't have them on the show.
Well, and as much as I love Surly beers and have for years, I do not pick them up in Chicago.
Right.
Every once in a while, maybe a coffee bender if I'm like, yeah, I just like want that beer because that that is hands down the best coffee, like pale ale, kind of like
Coffee. Oh, agreed. Brown ale. Coffee. Yes,
Yeah,
I
that's
agree.
the best version of that.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I just don't pick them up because we have so much other beer in Chicago that I'd rather make sure I drink and try these places I can go to. But Surly must coming big with this One Man Mosh Pit. It's 7.2%, and it's killer.
Yeah, nice work by the Surly guys, man. One of the giants out of Minnesota, man. Like I'm kind of like excited that, I've kind of adopted Minnesota as like one of these states that I really want to know more about from a beer side. And if I'm honest about it, like even with Wisconsin, like Wisconsin has like a lot more breweries, but Minnesota is actually more interesting terrain to explore for me for some reason up to this point.
Yeah.
And I think surely subconsciously might have a lot to do with that.
I think so, yeah.
That's the only festival the only like bottle release that I ever left a state for.
Okay.
Well, the region, because we go to Munster.
Oh,
Right.
okay, yeah.
But the only bottle beer release I ever left the region for, was fucking Surly.
I had a blast going for those Darkness days. I would that drive is killer to do, like drive there and drive back all in like a 24-hour period. It's rough.
Yeah, you kind of got to hang. I mean, if you're flying, it's an hour. If you drive, it's 6 each way. So,
But I'd love to do it again. Hit them up. But if you see this One Man Mosh Pit, pick it up. It's not your burn, your lactose burn that you get from a lot of hazy beers. It's just a killer IPA.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.